Ted Williams, born August 30th, 1918, San Diego, California, U.S., died July 5th, 2002, Inverness, Florida. American professional baseball player who compiled a lifetime batting average of .344 as an outfielder with the American League Boston Red Sox from 1939 to 1960. He was the last player to hit .400 in Major League Baseball, .406 in 1941. Williams was an excellent ball player as a child and later led his high school team to the state championships. He batted left-handed but threw right-handed baseball's most desirable combination. Williams was signed by a minor league team in the Pacific Coast League, and after several seasons in San Diego and Minneapolis, he was brought up to the Red Sox major league team in 1939. He had a fine rookie season with a batting average of .327. His sophomore season in 1940 was more difficult. Although he batted .344 for the year, he was in something of a hitting slump in the early months. The criticism and heckling that arose from the sporting press and the fans soured Williams's attitude. Thus began a career-long feud between Williams and the media and a love-hate relationship with Boston fans. Williams began refusing to acknowledge cheering fans. For the rest of his career, he would never again tip his cap to the crowd. In 1941, Williams hit for a season average of .406. His battle with the media continued, however. He had requested a draft deferment in 1942 because he was his mother's sole support. Many other players played baseball instead of enlisting in 1942, Joe DiMaggio, for example, but the press called Williams's choice unpatriotic and derided him for it. He decided to enlist in the U.S. Navy and entered active duty in November 1942. In that same year, he won the first of two Triple Crowns, in which a player has the best batting average, most home runs, and most runs batted in during a single season. Williams missed the baseball seasons of 1943, 45 training and serving as a Navy flyer, but he saw no combat. Upon his return to baseball in 1946, he had lost none of his skill, hitting .342 in 1946, and in 1947 winning his second Triple Crown. In 1952, he was once again called up for military service, and for most of the 52 and 53 seasons, he served as a pilot during the Korean War, this time in combat. He batted .400 and .407 respectively for these years, but because he played only 43 games, the records are not for complete seasons and therefore are not counted. Williams hit a career total of 521 home runs, even though he lost 5 prime years of his career to military service. He won the American League batting title in 1958 at age 40 with a .328 average, the oldest player ever to do so. Concerning his abilities as a hitter, Williams once said, "A man has to have goals, for a day, for a lifetime, and that was mine, to have people say, 'There goes Ted Williams, the greatest hitter who ever lived.'" In 1960, he announced that he would retire at the end of the year. During the final home game of the season, he hit a home run in his last at-bat. The fans cheered and called for him, but Williams still refused to come out of the dugout and recognize them, an incident that author John Updike famously described with the line, "Gods do not answer letters." Williams returned to the major leagues from retirement in 1969 to manage the Washington Senators, and in his first year he was named American League Manager of the Year. He left the franchise in 1972, after it had become the Texas Rangers. After his retirement as a manager, he occasionally worked as a batting coach and became a consultant for a line of fishing equipment. He was an avid fisherman. Williams was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1966. His autobiography, My Turn at Bat, written with John Underwood, was published in 1969. The two men also wrote The Science of Hitting, 1971, in which Williams described his famous swing, which was known for its speed and efficiency, and Ted Williams fishing The Big Three, tarpon, bonefish, and Atlantic salmon, 1988. In 1991, to commemorate his 400th season, the Boston Red Sox hosted a Ted Williams Day. After a brief speech, Williams tipped his cap to the cheering Boston fans.